Good morning. It's Friday, February 17th, my birthday. 68 years ago today at around 10:05 p.m., I came into this world a bouncing baby boy to add it to a family of one other brother and three other sisters. After me, there came another sister and another brother, so I became the fifth of seven children. And today, at 68 years old, I am so glad to still be in good health, to still love doing the job that I love to do, and that's serving people, in particular my seniors. So glad that I'm a part of your lives, and glad that you are a part of ours as well. So today, we're going to continue our conversation on the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13. Today I'm going to look at three verses, verses 8 to 10, just because they really tie together well. So join me. Let's look at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 8 to 10. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. Well, here's where Paul shifts gears a little bit. But he goes back to some of the things he said at the beginning. Remember when he said that if I speak with tongues of angels but don't have love, I'm only a resounding gong or cymbal, or if I have the gift of prophecy or the gift of knowledge, if he can move by faith move mountains, but does it all without love, it amounts to nothing at all. If he's generous and doesn't love people, he gains nothing. Well, here he sort of is coming back to those same sort of points. He says, love never fails. But he says, things like prophecy, they will fail. They will cease. Where there are tongues, they will cease as well. Where there's knowledge, it too ends. Now, there are some people who hold a theology that the spiritual gifts, certain spiritual gifts, died away with the apostles, because they said in verse 10, when it says, when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. And they say because Christ has come and he's given us the Bible, that is what is perfect and complete. So therefore, all these other things are unnecessary. Anyway, that's not what I want to focus on. All I want to do, suffice to say, is I want to focus on how he starts off in verse 8 saying, love never fails. All these other things, which if we exercise them without love, they mean nothing. But also, in addition, we realize that these things all are exercised in part, but love is full and complete. The love that Christ has given us is full and complete. The spiritual gifts that he has given us are only in part. We may have tongues, but we don't really understand what it is that we're saying. We don't have full understanding with tongues. And at some point, they won't matter anymore, because when we're in the heavenly realm, we will know as we are known. And we won't need prophecy because we will be in the presence of the Lord. And so it passes away. We don't need knowledge because we will have full knowledge being in the presence of Christ. And so he's saying, until that day comes, we're doing things in part. But one thing that we have and continue to experience fully is that Christ's love is always completely and fully there for us to know and to enjoy. It never disappears. It never fails. So if you feel like you're failing in different areas of your life, be encouraged today to know that the love that Christ has for you never fails. He never gives up on you. God bless you, church. Praying for you this morning. Have a great weekend.